Roger Federer is considered the best tennis player of all time, and he certainly has the trophy cabinet to prove it. Federer's tennis dominance in recent years has been impressive, but what would you say if we told you that a player has been performing better than the Swiss legend himself? Stay tuned as we talk about the most dominant tennis player ever. First up, the player in question. Let us introduce you to Esther Vergeer of the Netherlands. This might sound completely crazy considering the number of titles Federer has won and the broken records, but as soon as you find out, her story will shock and inspire you. Esther Vergeer doesn't play like most of us, as you'd imagine. She doesn't even use her legs. Esther Vergeer uses a wheelchair when she plays. For those who don't know, wheelchair tennis is a division of the sport dedicated to people who can't walk. It follows the same rules as regular tennis, but the ball can bounce twice instead of once. Esther Vergeer has mastered this challenging form of the sport. She has won 18 Grand Slam singles titles and 19 Grand Slams doubles titles over the course of her career. Since 2003, the athlete has won 429 straight matches, not losing a single one in 9 years. If that doesn't prove her dominance, there's still more. Esther is 33-0 against Corey Homan, the second best player in the world. Vergeer went 26 months without dropping a set at one point. This winning streak went on for 120 games and 240 sets. That's a lot of games. She won 21 singles and doubles year-end championships, and she also won over 280 singles and doubles titles together. In 2009 and 2010, Vergeer won 4 major finals in a row with scores of 6-0, 6-0. Moving on to what got Vergeer started. Vergeer was forced into a wheelchair at 8 as she developed paraplegia following surgery to repair blood vessels around her spinal cord. She got very good at many sports while in a wheelchair, including basketball, volleyball, and especially tennis. Vergeer played in her first international tournament when she was just 15 years old. Since then, she's been the best player in the sport. Winning is the most important aspect of sports and is the best way to assess an athlete's success. According to statistics, Vergeer overcame her physical disability and is now the most successful athlete in the history of her sport. She has more awards and matches than anyone else. To get a better idea of how big her success is, think of what Vergeer has done as Novak Djokovic doing what he did in 2011, but with 15 to 20 more wins and no losses for 5 years. It's a shame that she doesn't get more attention for all that she has done, and what she's done is unparalleled. In an interview, she said that there are people she admires, like Lance Armstrong, who don't let setbacks get them down and fight for what they want. On tour, Vergeer played the same tennis as the other players. The same tennis Roger Federer and Ana Ivanovic played, but nobody even glanced at her. What a shame. Next up is her professional career. Before Vergeer got her illness, she wasn't particularly sporty, but while in rehab, she started playing tennis, volleyball, and basketball in her wheelchair. At first, she was great at basketball and won the European Championship with the Dutch national wheelchair team in 1997. Vergeer saw that sports were strengthening her in both body and mind. It helped her find herself again, and she became more confident, positive, and independent. Vergeer always tried to improve to stay one step ahead of her competitors. She also played tennis in 1996, but she wasn't as good at it as she was at basketball. After winning a singles tournament in Tilburg and making it to the final of a tournament in Mellen, where she lost, she entered a lot of tournaments but didn't do well in most of them. But she kept playing tennis instead of basketball because she was driven to win and had a strong will. She won the Tennis Wheelchair Masters in 1998, her first real success and the start of an incredible story. The star player won 148 singles titles, 4 Paralympic singles gold medals, 14 NEC wheelchair tennis, and 21 Grand Slams. She also won 136 doubles titles and 27 doubles Grand Slams. Not only that, but Vergeer also won 3 gold medals in Paralympic doubles and has been on the winning World Team Cup team 12 times. She was also the ITF World Champion for 13 years in a row. If you ask us, she has set a tough bar to beat. Let's talk about her Laureus Awards. The Laureus World Sports Awards are one of the most important awards in sports around the world. The event started in 2000 and is held every year. It honors the best and most inspiring sports achievements of the year and shows what Laureus Sports for Good is doing. Given her career, it was only natural for her to receive multiple nominations. Esther Vergeer was nominated for the Laureus Disability Award 6 times, from 2002 to 2012, winning the award twice, in 2002 and 2008. She is the best wheelchair tennis player of all time and one of the best Paralympians in the event's history. That's an understandable title, considering she didn't lose for 9 years. She lost for the last time in January 2003, the same year she was nominated for the Best Athlete with a Disability ESPY Award. Even though Vermeer didn't win that award, she never lost a match after that year. We'll consider that a winning year. Moving on to her retirement. Esther Vergeer retired from wheelchair tennis on February 12, 2013. When she left, she had won 470 straight matches, been world number 1 for 668 weeks straight, won 8 Paralympic medals, and 44 Grand Slam titles. She was even the spokeswoman for the Paralympic movement. Pretty much everything one would imagine achieving in the sport. Esther is, without a doubt, the best person to ever play the game. But everyone knew that she would put the racket away at some point. Vergeer said that after winning so many matches and competitions, she thought it might be time to retire and use her knowledge and experience to take on new challenges. She decided to stop playing several months after winning her 4th Paralympic gold in the women's singles final at London in 2012. The choice was made after months of thinking about what to do and what not to do, and having doubts about whether it was the right choice. After the London Paralympics, Vergeer thought about what she wanted and where to go. According to her, being a tennis player and an athlete was one of the best things she could have done in her life. But still, Vergeer had some doubts and was thinking about other things she could do and challenges she could take on. Eventually, she decided that those other problems were much more important to her, and it was time she moved on to other projects. That leads us to what Vergeer makes of her career. Vergeer has been an inspiration for many since she first picked up that racket at the age of 12. In her last 10 years of tennis, Vergeer won 120 tournaments in a row, beat 73 different opponents, won 95 matches, 6-0, 6-0, and only lost 18 sets. And most of her trophies and awards are stored at her parents' house. Vergeer confessed that even though there have been so many great moments, winning the gold medal in Beijing in 2008 was probably the best for her. She was a match point down and naturally was under a lot of pressure to win that gold medal. According to Vergeer, the best thing for her was turning things around and being mentally strong enough to win that gold medal. The athlete loved the game so much that even after she retired, she decided to stay and help the Paralympic movement. She believed it would be good for the sport because it would give other players a chance to develop the game. Dan James, the coach of the US wheelchair tennis team, once asked Vergeer what inspired her to keep getting better. Vergeer replied that she trains with Michael Scheffers, who's faster, stronger, and better than her and always beats Vergeer. For her, the idea that if she works harder, she might be able to beat him once or twice and a big incentive to do so. She continued by saying that she still couldn't see the top. There are still things she can do better. Now that's a scary thought. What could be better than 340 straight wins? That's a wrap for this video. Did you know about Esther Vergeer? What are your thoughts on her career? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this.